Right folks, so we've been put into another month of lockdown. I'm not gonna lie, I have got a few things that have changed in terms of my plans. The Edition 30 and the R32 are still here. I know the last video I put up was me announcing them for sale. They were up for sale, well, the R32 was up for sale for like a day, and then I changed my mind because I was watching VR6 force induction clips on YouTube. But yeah, that's a separate matter. I just didn't have it in me to get rid of it. You will have seen the community post and the Instagram picture that I put up as well if you follow me on there. Now of course the other thing is the Edition 30, which I'm in right now. It was up for sale for about a week. I had some good offers on the table for this and that car, so could have easily taken them, but nah man. You know what it is with the Mark 5s guys, like especially now in lockdown, like there's so much stuff that I still can do on these. The R32 is going to be getting a few little bits of this kind of next few weeks and however long this period lasts. But yeah, that's more of a medium-term project for me. I don't see worth getting rid of a car like that for the sake of 5-6k. I mean, I could do so much with that car. In regards to the Edition 30, I will be honest, it is the kind of car that you need to sort of drive it consistently to appreciate it. The fact that we had the RS3 mapped at the same time as this thing with Stage 3, it kind of just fell in the background, and I didn't really make enough videos on this car. I feel like we haven't really explored what a Stage 3 car is like. Believe me, I was driving it yesterday. Thing's an absolute animal, so I feel like there's more content to be made on this before I make a decision on it. But ultimately, when I bought this car, it was supposed to be a keeper. But yeah, enough of all the excuses. The Mark 5s are staying. We still will be doing other projects, but of course for now, for the next however this long this lockdown lasts, we are going to be doing some more DIY videos and stuff that maybe you guys can replicate at home as well, because I appreciate not everyone does stuff on like RS3s and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about money, because I know that is a big topic always. How much does it cost to do these things you do in your videos and etc. So but yeah, let's just hop out. Of course the R32 is now the new slow Mark 5. I just got that on there for now, but that's what the plate means for those of you who might not have known. Yeah, it's just a bit of fun. It's on the right car now though. But R32, man, you can't beat the sound. Bit of wind. Now this area here, I did have it done recently. For those who used to watch the grey GTI videos, this used to be the wasteland, as I used to call it. It has come a long way. Has taken a bit of effort to do, but it's a nice space to do stuff, especially in winter. It gets mucky. I'm not going to make any big claims on it for this year, because with lockdown I doubt any places are going to be taking on big projects, because a VR6 build is a big project. So all I'm saying is it's going to stay there until I can sort something proper on it, because I want to hear some nice sounds from it and some power. But that's all I will say. RS3 still here. Of course, Stage 2 Plus. For now, it's going to just chill there. I've got a few visual trinkets coming, as you'll see. And we are going to do a draggy video on that, because I think that is overdue. Right, so here we go. The engine. It's not a very exciting looking engine bay, but I thought we'll start with the first cost, which is buying an Edition 30. Now, there was some confusion about why this car was its price and whatever, but if I'm being honest, for a good Edition 30 you're looking at 6 to 7k just for the car. The reason why they command a premium over a regular GTI like I had previously is they have a stronger block and they have a KO4 turbo from standard. So they have a BYD block, you can see it inscripted there, and you'll have it on the side as well. So they run stronger rods from factory, and they're more comfortable going over 400 pound-feet of torque. So the exact figures it's made is 426 pound-feet of torque and 417.7 bhp. Of course, still running a sport cat, but we'll get into the parts now. So yeah, starting cost 6,000 to 7,000 just there. We'll have a tally at the bottom of the screen there, so you can see as I go through along. I have got them semi-memorized, but yeah, I'm gonna be busy rambling in this one. So to begin with, the Venom hybrid turbo, it's got a Venom 450 ball bearing turbo. In the video I showed you what a hybrid turbo is. You're essentially operating the standard KO4. That on Venom's website will set you back 1,550, so that's a big cost there straight away. I am going to try and sort of make it specific to this car and also a general cost, because I appreciate some of these parts I've got off other cars, and not this one anyway because it's totally different, but my other GTIs. So yeah, turbo. Next thing you need, very important, you need a good exhaust. This particular car has got an APR exhaust. It's an RSC one. It is actually running a sport cat, so it's not even decatted. So that is part of the reason why it done 417.7 I'll just say 420 for the sake of this video. This exhaust is a pretty rare system. It does sound pretty naughty. I'll give you a sound clip right now. Whenever I've seen these come up for sale used, they're around £700. They were over 1,000 new. You're looking at over 1,000 new for most of the good exhausts anyway. BCS, Miltech, whatever exhaust you have for a stage 2 plus application, generally be okay for stage 3. So if you've already got a good exhaust, a Miltech DCAT, you'll be fine. So for my tally, we'll put on 700. Next, you need a good intake. This is an EVOMS intake. A lot of people run the Revo nowadays. Probably could get a few extra horsepower if I switched over, but it's done the job. It is a bit dusty, as you can see. It was off the dead GTI. A good intake, brand new. Ideally you want to go brand new. Budget for about £250 to £300 for a good one. Next, of course, you need a good intercooler. Now this particular car runs an AirTech stage 2 intercooler, which I will show you now. Right, so I've already semi kind of undone the grill. I'll just get these screws off and show you properly instead of me trying to get my camera to there. Right, so here we go. Get the grill just placed down there. Right, so there is the AirTech stage 2 intercooler. I've gone for no logo and black intercooler hoses. I got it from the guys at ID Works. I did want a more stealth approach because obviously I'm not taking the mick of the Ford guys, but that's their thing. No, it doesn't really work on a GTI. This is one part that you will want to upgrade if you're running a semi-basic kind of stage 2 plus setup, because you can get away with a S3 8P cooler, the aluminium end one, or even a Mark 6R intercooler like I had on my grey GTI. But I did ask Nikigawa Artec if I could use one of them for a hybrid setup. He said no, you're gonna have to go for something bigger. So that's what we've got there. As you can see, I do need to get my grills refurbished. It look nice if I get that done. And I have gone for AC delete, so plenty of fresh air going in there. Pricing wise, you're looking at £595. So yeah, that's one of the more expensive bits as well. It's ideal. You don't want to get your car heat soaking on a hot day. I know it's pretty ironic because we're in the middle of winter now, but essential bit. So I don't really know what the tally's sitting on right now, but I'm pretty sure it's getting close to 10k already. We're going to move on to fueling now. So this, you've pretty much got to operate everything, I'll be honest, at stage 3. So we'll start with the basics. This high pressure fuel pump internals, again, if you're stage 2 plus, you'll have that already. High pressure fuel pumps there, you want to operate it, it's inside there, of course. The internals will typically set you back around £250, depends on the supplier. Some places it's 260, but we'll go with that for the tally. Where a stage 3 car differs though is the in-tank fuel pump. As you know, there is a fuel pump directly where the fuel tank is, and of course it's hard to show you here, but you've got to operate that to a TTRS or RS3 setup. Of course you can do other ones aftermarket, but generally you've gone with that, and that's another £300. Again, depending on your supplier, whether you're getting trade prices, or it's all pretty much up in the air, but budget for around £300 for just a part. So that's two things. Next, of course, you are going to need upright injectors. With the stage 2 plus application, you'll be fine on the standard KO4 setup. These actually are Artec's own KO4 operated injectors, so they're custom setup. You could almost call them a hybrid injector, so they're modified to their spec. I did buy some RS3 injectors. I was going to do it, but then Artec bought out this new thing, and then I thought, you know, might as well put it on this. And as you will have seen on that fancy injector cleaner machine that I will show you when I'm up at Artec, these flow more than RS3 injectors as well, and you don't have to get a modded loom or anything like that, or you don't have to drill the head to make them sit correctly. The prices from Artec for them are $350. Again, added to the tally. So that's fueling side of things. You're of course going to need upgrade spark plugs, so NGK plugs, around £40. I've gone for R8 coil packs as well. They're a bit of dress up, they don't really do too much, but it's good to have fresh coil packs because they tend to go wrong. About 100 quid there. Of course, I'm trying to show all the bits directly on this car. You don't need, I mean, you don't need these, but you know, it is what it is. There's a misconception about them. Now of course, all these figures that you've seen in the tally are just the cost of parts. They don't include labor. If you're pretty handy, you can do a lot of it yourself. The grey GTI, you saw that I kind of fitted the turbo myself with the help of Daz at Auto 4Motion. So I was a complete novice then, I still had to go and it was all right. Similar kind of thing. It is a TFSI at the end of the day, even though it's hybrid and stage 3, your parts fit into the same. Few little extra bits like the in-tank pump, but yeah, these are all just parts. There's no labor attached. You got all these figures that I've shown you now. You're gonna need to get the car mapped. Of course, I go to Artec for my TFSI stuff. Now, mapping for a stage 3 application, you're looking around £630. So again, adding to the tally. And in addition to that, whilst you're there, you will want to get the inlet clean. So I had the inlet and injector clean on the stock injectors initially, and that will set you back around £360, I believe. So yeah, the maintenance side of things, that's another thing. You're gonna have to get the car properly sorted. There's a reason why I said this car is a good example, because everything's been checked. Now that you're remembering, that stuff like thermostat change, and I've also got another modification on the oil pump. So I've got the vis balance shaft delete cog. I did that whilst we were doing the pickup pipe change. For that cog, you're looking at another £120. That's excluding the fact you're going to do an oil change, labor, etc. Pretty sure this tally is getting close to 13k. I'm pretty sure from what I remember from my spreadsheet. It's all going off the top of my head. I haven't even gone to town on the handling, because when you've got this power level, you need to sort of just do the whole car. If you're going to use it hard, I mean, me, for my use for the last month or two, however long it's been stage 3, I've enjoyed it in the stock setup, I'll be honest. The brakes haven't really been too much of an issue. For some reason, the setup on this seems to be a bit better than my grey GTI stock brakes. They're both exactly the same. There's no difference, but maybe the pads on this are better. But yeah, it is going to be need to be doing now that I'm going to be pushing the car further. Other costs I've done, I've put pilot sport 4s all around. It's the only handling mod. That budget for around £300. I've had the cam chain and tensioner done. Again, this car's got 130k now. I bought it 127k miles. Average mileage for an 07 car, 10k. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. If you want to see real mileage, go check out the grey GTI. Still running to this day. The lad who has it still abuses the crap out of it every day. So still running strong at what, 160 bhp over standard. And this is a stronger block with 70,000 less miles, so no problem for it. Cam chain tensioner, budget for around £400. I would probably add in another £1,500 just on handling mods, you know, if you want to do it proper. That's the plan going forward, just to give you a little hint. I probably mentioned it earlier, but coilovers, brakes, bushes, I do recommend the anti-lift kit even at stage 1. I did take the back seats out. Little trick, if you've got a mapped GTI and you don't use your back seats, take them out. Believe me, the interior, those back seats, even if they're folded, they will muffle a lot of the sound. I just took them out last night and had a little blast in it. Honestly, the car feels like the sound just fills the cabin. Because I had it folded the day before. I thought, yeah, it's a bit better, but believe me, get that done. Of course, box is mapped on this along with the ECU. You've seen the videos anyway, you don't need me to explain that. But I'm really looking forward to doing more with this. Maybe get on some lightweight wheels as well. I don't think any track days are going to be happening now with lockdown, so yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. But yeah, folks, I think I've covered everything for what this car's needed so far and how much it costs to replicate this exact thing. Of course, the final tally depends on how much you paid for your Edition 30. Typically, I would budget 6 to 7k, and they're all going to be around above 100k miles. I wouldn't worry about that. As long as it's been maintained well, you'll be fine. Don't listen to a lot of other people. I've had cars with much more mileage, but you can't always get a bad one, so there is that. The thing with GTIs, they've fell in that camp now where they've got to a price where they're obviously very affordable. They've either been serviced locally and battered and abused and got like 20 owners, or they've had, like, you know, an enthusiast that's owned it, or maybe 3 or 4 enthusiasts have owned it. So yeah, don't be put off, just do your research. You can go back and check the old videos. I've got plenty of content on this. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe for a lot more content to come. There will be a bunch of stuff coming this lockdown. I'll get back on it. Both Mark 5s are staying, and yeah, I'll stop rambling now and I'll see you guys in the next video.